Morning peeps, how's it going? I am feeling amazing. I just got done listening to some Taking Back Sunday, which is a great band. I was never on the bandwagon, or I was never a really huge fan of them like a lot of people were and are, because I just kind of missed their scene at the time of growing up. But they have an album called Happiness Is, and it's really good. I highly recommend that album. I still don't even really know that album that well, but there's an intro with the first song, which is track 2. It's called Flicker Fade, and that's a really good song. Next song is called Stood a Chance. That's a really good song. All the Way is a really good song, and Better Homes and Gardens is a really good song too. There is a swear word in that one, but these are really good songs, and that one has a really deep meaning. But anyway, they are really good songs, and it's a really good album. Anyway, I just woke up not too long ago, got out the house, in my car, going to work, basically going to DoorDash, try to make some money today and get things straight. I am really, really happy. I'm in a really good mood. And I posted on Facebook about my replacement cord for my headphones, so seeing if anybody I know has an extra one. So hopefully I can get one of them bad boys and I can start using my my new headphones. But yeah, I had some good news happen to me, a lot of good news actually last night. I was able to find really cheap housing, aka Airbnb, last night for my conference, the singles conference I'm going to in DC area. And I thought it was just gonna be nightmare, like lights out prices, like just nightmare, over the top expensive. And I looked and I actually found rooms for like $68 a night, which is like really good. And so I booked my room. I booked my room for 3 days. I'm so excited. And not only that, I got paid last night, which I was hoping to, and it was a lot less than I expected, but I had a feeling it was going to be like that. And then I go to pay for it, and they had an option of pay some now and the rest later, which is what I needed. It was exactly what I needed. It was the only way I could get that room at the time. And so I did that, and they accepted my reservation and took my down payment or my first payment. And so I'm really excited. So I got my housing covered. I just got to work to get enough money to pay the second part, but I already have that money, if that makes sense. It's already like coming in. I just have to kind of like keep working because I have bills to pay and stuff. But I'm really excited. And don't know what else to say about that. Just really excited. And I slept in this morning. It's so hilarious because I'll have these things happen, like these moments that are just so crazy. I had a lot of interesting dreams last night, and I woke up at like 6 or like 5 or 4 or something like that, really early, let the cats out, and then went back to bed, ate a little snack, drank some water, went back to bed. Woke up around 6. I was like, what am I doing? Did the same, basically, minus the snack. Got some water, and then went back to sleep. Woke up around 7 when my alarm went off, and I was like, And then I was starting to feel it, I started to feel like, man, I already have all the sleep that I need. I've already gotten a full night's sleep. I don't need any more sleep. I've gotten all the sleep that I need. I don't need to sleep anymore, I just need to, get up and, just start my day, And then I was just like, nah, I really wanted to sleep, So I went back to bed and slept some more. And I didn't have any terrible dreams. I had some kind of slightly awkward dreams here and there. They were slightly awkward. And they were interesting, kind of dilemma dreams, kind of long. They were long. They were ultimate dilemmas, oh my gosh, how am I going to do this thing? It was more oh my gosh, I have such a long way to go. I might as well start. And then so I started in the journey, in the dream. It's interesting. Didn't finish the journey in the dream, but met some cool friends along the way, familiar faces and stuff like that. Some interesting interactions and experiences in the dream. And then wake up, right? And I'm thinking oh man, it's 10 o'clock, slept in so long. Then I look at the clock and it's only like barely 8, and I'm like, oh man, you're such a rebel. You slept into 8 o'clock. Good night. So it's just hilarious. It's like I slept in way long, and that was 8 o'clock. So it's just, what a not loss, right? Like what a not loss, basically. But no, it's interesting, and I didn't do my scripture study this morning, which I feel kind of bad about, but I did really feel like I should just kind of get up and hit the road, like get out of town, just get out of town now. And so that's what I did, and I brought one of my spiritual books with me, which I'm going to read some. I read a little bit last night, and I realized a lot of my problems. I had a deep revelation last night, and I realized that a lot of my problems at home and in my life, and with sadness and with confusion and with depression or boredom or lack of this, all these things add up to lack of the Spirit. And I figured out the source of that, the reason why, and it's so simple, even a baby could do it. But basically, even a caveman could do it. Basically, I realized that I am not feeding myself enough in terms of spiritual nourishment at home. This dude, it's 45 miles an hour in here, buddy, so you just want to calm down. I haven't been giving myself enough spiritual nourishment is the whole thing in a nutshell. And that means, time reading scriptures, time watching church movies, times reading devotionals, time reading books written by church fathers, things like that, words of the prophet, all of the above. I have not spent enough time doing those things, and it is culminating in my life, and I'm experiencing the fruit of that labor, of that lack of labor, and it's not the best. And so I'm realizing that I really, really, really need to I need to make sure I'm getting that nourishment one way or another. And one of the hardest parts is the fact that when I wake up, I am like, let's freaking go. Let's hit the road. I can't wait to get up and out of the house. Well, I think part of the reason I want to get up and out of the house is because I'm not feeling as much of the Spirit as I should there. But one of the reasons I'm not is because I'm not putting the effort in. I'm not putting the spiritual work in. So I kind of have to mitigate that. And talking about sleeping in, I need to start waking up earlier, doing my scripture study, spiritual nourishment first thing, and I need to do it like, I need to do that and just be like, look, dog, like, you got to just take this in right now, because this is what you need. This is your fuel. This is your food. I remember when I first started in the church, I was so hungry and so thirsty for the truth and knowledge and everything. And not to say that I'm not anymore, but I just have not been taking it in on a regular basis as needed. And I have a lot of church movies, which is really, really cool. And so literally one of the coolest things is that when I first wake up, I can just watch one of them and like start reading when I want, watch half an hour of one or something like that, and then start reading. But whatever way I do it, it's going to help. And it's going to be one of those things like, it was like, I help you, you help me. Because the more Spirit I put into the house and then I feel when I wake up, then the more I'm going to not want to just rush out of the house and get out of there, which is going to help me stay around to have more of it anyway, which is great. And I need it. My mom needs it. We all need it. So it's really exciting to realize these things. And it's just a matter of putting in the work, Plain and simple. Just putting in the work. Oh, got a smudge. Got a smudge mark. But yeah, I'm still a little sleepy. A little still, waking up kind of feeling, which is fine. But I feel like I've exhausted my efforts a lot over the Bay Bridge on the Western Shore. which is where I go for Goodwill stores, which is where I go to make better money door dashing. I feel like I've exhausted my efforts over there, but because I've gone to nothing but Goodwill stores, not talking about door dashing necessarily. So I'm going to put my serious effort in today of going over there and door dashing and making the money that I need to make, basically. Biting the bullet and paying the toll. I have a lot of unpaid tolls, which is not fun to think about. And it's also sad to think that a lot of them are going to collections. But it's crazy. I can't even really get into this. It's just nuts. I just have a ton of them, and I actually hope they go into collections. That way I can work on paying those off slowly but surely, and not have things pending against me to get my registration renewed in August. So yeah, that's my next massive hurdle. But you know, God always makes a way, and there is always a way to get through the hard times. So I'm just excited. So that's my little update. That's my little vlog update. And I'm going to cut it off here to keep it short and sweet, basically. Oh, you know, I love these sandwiches from Dunkin' Donuts. There's the sourdough breakfast sandwich. I don't even like sourdough bread that much, at least. Actually, I kind of do now. I never did before, but I kind of do now. And I always get it with an extra piece of cheese because despite having 2 eggs and all these pieces of bacon, they only put 1 piece of cheese on there. I'm like, it's totally imbalanced. So I get an extra piece of cheese, and I get like one of those strawberry refreshers with almond milk, which they always have to make special. And I love those sandwiches, but I've had them quite a bit actually. And so now, when I'm thinking about, I'll just get one of those. Those are so good. I'm like, I don't even really want one. I just don't really want one, you know? So it's just funny. But yeah, I'm gonna make another video here real quick. So I will see you there. See you later. See you in the next update, etc., etc. Enjoy your day. It's not raining. It's overcast, but it's better than rain. So enjoy it.